I have a tendency to talk a lot about ultramarathons because that's kind of where I am in my career, but this channel is not specifically just for ultramarathons. It's for running in general and trail running, and let's be clear, trail running does not mean ultra running. I know that they are mushed together a lot because most ultras are on trails, but being a trail runner doesn't necessarily make you an ultra runner.
Running can change your life. It certainly changed mine. Roughly 16 years ago, I was a 30-year-old out-of-shape person with a desk job that had looked back on my 20s and not been happy with how I maintain my fitness and my health and my weight. I was someone who didn't like running. I grew up as an athlete. I was a sprinter. I was a football player, baseball player, but running for any amount of distance was not something that I enjoyed or ever even thought about doing other than maybe trying to lose some pounds before I got married. But giving running a chance and really being driven to lose weight, running changed my life for the better. Not only have I been able to kind of maintain a more healthy lifestyle over the last 15, 16 years, I've met people, I've made friends, I've started this channel. It has really changed the trajectory of my life. I've even become a certified running coach now. And I have devoted the last 7 years of my life trying to walk people through my journey in running, trying to inspire and help others along their journey.
Gaining weight through my 20s, I got to a point in my 30s, when I turned 30, that I was tired of that, and I started running, and I kind of fell in love with it. I started in the garage on a treadmill, completely embarrassed to go outside because I thought that a runner was somebody who ran. They ran the whole time. You look like a runner. You went out. You didn't slog. You didn't do any of that stuff. That's where I was stuck. So I got into the garage where I could get myself to run 5 minutes and then 10 minutes and then, 20 minutes, and I could get a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. And I started getting to a point where I was running 5K races, then 10K races, and then built up to half marathons, then to marathons. You see where this is going, then marathons, and then to ultra marathons. But the first trail race that I ever ran was a half marathon trail race, and it was fantastic. And it really was one of the first points that made me have that light bulb go off, go, wow, I really enjoy trail running. Now I got to the point where I started burning out on the roads, and I do train probably 90% on the road. So let's just be clear. My schedule does not always allow me to get to the trails. So I have to get miles in either on the treadmill, on tracks, on the roads. And believe me, if I could, I would do most of it on the trails, but I can't always do that. But in this channel, I focus on runners, people who love running, whether you run 5 minutes or you run 500 miles. Those are the people I want on this channel, people that enjoy running, whether it be on the roads, on the track, on the trails, and one is not better than the other. And I know over time, I got into, ultra marathons like in 2014, and that's, just before that, it started conflating trail running with ultra running, and that basically, to be the best, to be a real runner, a real trail runner, you had to be running ultra marathons. And I think the tendency to think is more that more is better, and that's not the case. And that's not how I think about it. And those of you who have been part of this channel for a long time, you understand that that's where I come from. But those of you who have joined, and hundreds and even thousands of you have joined over the last couple of years, and I want you to know that this channel is for all runners. And although there'll be times where I'm documenting myself doing ultras, it does not mean it's better. So please understand that part about this, that there are so many types of races out there that can help you find your joy, that keep you moving. I loved 5 and 10Ks. I don't do them a lot anymore because I don't train specifically for them. But I've found myself wanting to kind of do them again now, and I kind of steer away from them because speed training has a tendency to get me injured, and that's why I got into ultras, is because I started to slow down purposely to keep myself healthy. But now I've become a lot stronger of a runner, so I think adding more speed work in is going to be something that's going to help me quite a bit. And I do enjoy 5Ks. I do enjoy 10Ks. I run them all the time in training, but I just don't typically do them anymore officially for medals and things like that, turkey trots and stuff like that. It's just not something I do anymore.
And I don't want anyone to ever think that because you do those types of races, road races, and you concentrate on the lower mileage races, that's something that is not welcome here. 100% is welcome here. I love it. I want everyone running. I want everyone partaking in doing something that makes you happy, where you could find your joy, because that's what this is about. It's about finding your joy, moving and finding out what inspires you and that can keep you moving. Not everyone can do ultra marathons. Not everyone has trails around them. Not everyone cares to do those. Some people just like to go out and run 1 or 2 miles a day, and that's completely fine. It's completely fine. You are welcome here. You're welcome in the discussion. You're welcome to comment on anything that we do here, because we are runners. First and foremost, we are runners. I consider myself a trail runner. I do refer to myself in a lot of my social media as an ultra runner. And the more and more I think about that, I don't like the specificity of that, because I think it just kind of comes from a place of wanting to set myself aside as like, well, I'm an ultra runner, not just a runner. And I've thought a lot about that. And as somebody who makes running content, that I try to be as inclusive as I can get it out. I don't want to focus solely on ultras. I want to focus solely on running and helping people find their joy, helping people find their way into running that makes them happy. And I don't want to make them get into running and then think, well, you're not really running until you're running, 30 miles or 50 miles or 100 miles. That's just not the case for this. Everyone has their own journey in running, and just as in life. And I want to support all of you. I want you all to be happy and support each other here in this community. And I think we do have that. But I know a lot of you are new here, and I want to just make a statement saying all distances are welcome. You don't have to be in your journey to an ultra marathon. You don't ever have to run an ultra marathon. It doesn't have to be a goal of yours. It doesn't matter to me. It really does not matter. I will help anyone want to just get to their first 5K or 10K. And to be honest, the half marathon was probably my favorite distance, and probably where I'm most talented is in those races. I was a sprinter, so had a lot more talent in the 10K distance, 10K and half marathon distance. Those were really more in my wheelhouse. I am not naturally gifted in the distance. Anything beyond, the half marathon, I wouldn't say that I'm terribly gifted at all, other than that I'm tough enough just to keep going. And those are the challenges that I like to put on myself. But believe me, if you run any of those races the way that which they're supposed to be run, you're going to be challenged. 5Ks hurt, 10Ks hurt, half marathons hurt, and so do marathons. I've never run any of those and went like, wow, that was really easy. They burn, they hurt, and you can find a challenge and joy at any distance. So if you are interested in my journey into gaining weight and losing weight and falling out of running and coming back into running again, and maybe you're there, maybe you're struggling right now and you're trying to find your joy, you're trying to find the motivation, you're trying to find someone that you can relate to that has been, busy, stressed, gone through anxiety and depression and gaining weight and losing it, and you just want to find some steady inspiration. Well, you found yourself in the right spot. We have a lot of really, really fantastic people in the motivation running community, motivation theory running community. I got to get my own name right there. Along with me, I answer most every question and comment on this channel. You can email me and I will answer questions. I do it all the time. I appreciate your support. And if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, you go ahead and click subscribe, join the community, and we'll see you around the message boards. We'll see you around the live chats, and you can click right there and you can see my latest comeback in 2020. I've spent the last 3 years, the longest I've ever spent consistently running without stopping. And that's an amazing thing. That's the first time in my life that that's ever happened. If you're interested in seeing how I started off and how I got through it, go ahead and click right there. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.